Okay, hear the story of Gyges and Conjulus from Herodotus. This is from part 8. Now it happened that this Conjulus, as a king, Conjulus was in love with his own wife, and not only so, but thought her the fairest woman in the whole world. This fancy had strange consequences. There was in his bodyguard a man whom he specially favoured, Gyges, the son of Dascylus. All affairs of greatest moment were entrusted by Conjulus to this person, and to him he was wont to extol the surpassing beauty of his wife. So matters went on for a while. At length, one day, Conjulus, one who was fated to end ill, thus addressed his follower: "I see thou dost not credit what I tell thee of my lady's loveliness. But how come now, since men's ears are less credulous than their eyes, contrive some means whereby thou mayest behold her naked?" At this the other loudly exclaimed, saying, "What most unwise speech is this, master, which thou hast uttered? Would thou have me behold my mistress when she is naked? Bethink thee that a woman with her clothes puts off her bashfulness. Our fathers in time past distinguished right from wrong plainly enough, and it is our wisdom to submit to be taught by them. There is an old saying, 'Let each look on his own.' I hold thy wife for the fairest of all womankind. Only I beseech thee, ask me not to do so wickedly." Gyges thus endeavoured to decline the king's proposal, trembling lest some dreadful evil should befall him through it. But the king replied to him, "Courage, friend, suspect me not of the design to prove thee by this discourse, nor dread thy mistress, lest mischief befall thee at her hands. Be sure I will so manage that she shall not even know that thou hast looked upon her. I will place thee behind the open door of the chamber in which we sleep. When I enter to go to rest, she will follow me. There she stands a chair close to the entrance, on which she will lay her clothes. One by one she'll take them off. Thou wilt be able to thus at thy leisure pursue her person. Then, when she is moving from the chair toward the bed, and her back is turned on thee, be it thy care that she see not as thou passeth through the doorway." Gyges, unable to escape, could but declare his readiness. Then Conjulus, when bedtime came, led Gyges into his sleeping chamber, and a moment after the queen followed. She entered and laid her garments on the chair, and Gyges gazed on her. After a while she moved toward the bed, and her back being turned, he glided stealthily from the apartment. As he was passing out, however, she saw him, and instantly divining what had happened, she neither screamed, as her shame impelled her, nor even appeared to have noticed aught, purposing to take vengeance upon the husband who had so affronted her. For among the Lydians, and indeed among the barbarians generally, it is reckoned a deep disgrace even a man to be seen naked. No sound or sign of intelligence escaped her at the time, but in the morning, as soon as the day broke, she hastened to choose from among her retinue such as she knew to be the most faithful to her, and preparing them for what was to ensue, summoned Gyges into her presence. Now it had often happened before that the queen had desired to confer with him, and he was accustomed to come into her call. He therefore obeyed the summons, not suspecting that she knew aught what had occurred. Then she addressed these words to him: "Take thy choice, Gyges, of two courses which are open to thee. Slay Conjulus, and thereby become my lord, and obtain the Lydian throne, or die this moment in his room. So wilt thou not again obeying all behests of thy master. Behold what is not lawful to thee. It must needs be that either he perish by whose counsel this thing was done, or thou who sawest me naked, and so did break our usages." At these words, Gyges stood a while in mute astonishment. Recovering after time, he earnestly besought the queen that she would not compel him to such a hard choice. But finding he implored in vain, and that necessity was indeed laid on him to kill or be killed, he made the choice of life for himself, and replied to this inquiry, "If it must be so, and thou compellest me against my will to put my lord to death, come, let me hear how thou willst have me set on him." "Let him be attacked," she answered, "on the spot where I was by him shown naked to you, and let the assault be made when he is asleep." All was then prepared for the attack, and when night fell, Gyges, seeing that he had no retreat or escape, but must absolutely either slay Conjulus or himself be slain, followed his mistress into the sleeping room. She placed a dagger in his hand and hid him carefully behind the self-same door. Then Gyges, when the king was fallen asleep, entered privily into the chamber and struck him dead. Thus did the wife and the kingdom of Conjulus pass into the possession of Gyges.